But Dad, isn't it time for illegal ham in the face? But bro, where's the banjo?
Some Cleveland sports shows try to give you hot takes, but only one can give you a big old piece of hot ham. Welcome to Illegal Ham to the Face. Talking all Cleveland sports. And don't forget our Fat Boy Tuesday, where we also ham it up with some fun food topics. Without further ado, let's serve up some ham. Here are the Ham Boys. Fatty, Big Bri, and my cousin Vinny.
Happy October evening to everyone. What's going on? I am that fat guy. I am Jared Fatty Bates. Always with me is my Big Bri. What's going on, big fella?
What's up, man?
Hey, another day in paradise with the grapple, the hail, the snow, the rain. If you could predict Cleveland weather, you are amazing right now because it is not fun out there right now. But we do have some Guardo's baseball going on in the background. Brian is going to be keeping up with our Guardos for us, giving us a little update here and there, which I greatly appreciate because I had to shut down my stuff for it.
2 on, 2 out in the 8th.
2 on, 2 out in the 8th, down 5-1, right?
Bottom of the 8th.
All right.
5-1. Yep, Class A's in there.
And here we go. This pot is so hooker and blow. You know something? Maybe that's what
Get it out of the way early. Get it out of the way early.
Right. I think we should dress up as that for Halloween. Just hooker and blow for Halloween. You know, there's a cartoon about it, right?
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
A book or like an actual cartoon?
Well, there's even a cartoon now, but yeah, it's not good.
Did Justin create this cartoon?
No, he did not, but he likes this cartoon.
All right. End of the 8th.
All right. Don't ask any more questions besides that. So the end of the 8th.
That's why I'm trying to change the subject.
I know you are. All right. So we got to get into our sponsor. Harold and Lake Erie APA. We have given out a whole bunch of gifts. I set Craig's shirt out plus other goodies. Justin, I haven't forgot about you. I see your hat sitting here. I owe you a hat. And it's sitting here with a very nice card on the inside of it. And, you stop saying hookers and blow, then I will send it to you as soon as possible. So, other than that, Bri, Harold's been doing good. The APA has been doing great. We got our customer appreciation coming up soon. We are in the middle of our session now. We'll be starting another session after the holidays. Will be our next big session, and that would be the spring session, I believe. I don't know which one it is. But if you guys want to join, please get a hold of me, Harold Keel, Lake Erie APA on Facebook, or Big Bri, myself, wherever you guys can get a hold of us at. Email us at illegalhamtotheface.com or Lake Erie APA at Gmail, I think it is.com. And just come and have some fun with us. So on that note, Bri, we'll run that up to some shout outs. And shout outs for today. And you know something, Bri? I honestly don't have any shout outs for today. It's been a weird time in our house with the hours and everything else, and fall kicking in and kids in school. So we really haven't done much. I think if I have to shout out one person, it would be Mama Bear. My mom finally got the keys to her house and is almost completely moved in. So awesome. She's making the trek from Columbus to Lima to go to work until she retires in March. Wow. But she retires in March. So, hopefully she can make the trip and, take some personal days at home. Bri, do you got any shout outs this week, brother?
Yeah, let me shout out one of our listeners. I'll shout out Nick Wallace. This past weekend, they do a clam up for cancer, clam bake every year for before one of the Browns games, and it was this past weekend. I was supposed to go. Unfortunately, my wife fell under the weather, so we were unable to make it. But they raised a bunch of money for this year. I think they're donating it to an organization that benefits stroke victims because he lost his father-in-law this past year to stroke. So great cause. You know, it's a reason for all of us to get together and have a fellowship and have some fun. Unfortunately, it was kind of the highlight of the day because the Browns let us down after that. But yeah, sad to miss it. So it's a great thing they do every year, and just wanted to give them some positive vibes.
My sister just chimed in and said that our audio is delayed and I can't do anything about it. So we're just going to deal with it and keep moving on with it.
All right.
Bet if it had ham for you, it'd be here. Yeah, it would definitely be there already if you had ham for me. Oh, there's the other shout out one. Nick Wilson for joining us last week and having a blast
Sure.
with us talking. Dude, he sent me pictures of his smoked queso mac and cheese. Bro, he made 2 trays of it. He made spicy and non-spicy. I will send you the pictures later.
Please do.
I don't see any macaroni in that. There's like cream cheese, Velveeta cheese, and then he's got like a block of pepper jack, cheddar, and Colby Jack, I think, in there with it. And
so did he send you like the before and after, like everything that he put in there, and then like the final product?
He didn't send me the finished product. He sent what was going into the smoker.
Oh, I see.
Like I couldn't see any noodles. There was no noodles in there. It was all cheese. He's going to be bound up for like 4 days with that thing. Like it, but even like fresh jalapenos diced into one of them, some seasoning, pretty damn good to me. But today for Fat Boy Tuesday, we're talking milk and cookies. The only reason I brought that up is because my wife went shopping and brought back some very delicious cookies that I have to bring up on the show.
Something new?
Not something new, just something very underrated. Okay. Like people look at them and they go, but they're high class cookies. So on that note, Bri, let's get into our rundown. We are going to be talking a little bit of Guardos throughout the show, keeping you updated on them. They're playing Game 5 against the Yankees. They're in the 9th inning right now, I believe.
Down to their final 2 outs.
Down to their final 2 outs in the top of the 9th. We are going to talk about the Browns' shittiest loss of the season against the Patriots. We're going to look ahead against the Baltimore Ravens. We are going to do our Fat Boy Tuesday, which is milk and cookies. In our top 3, we're going to piggyback off of last week, Brian. We're going to do top 3 college tailgates. Okay.
Nice.
I figured since we were talking milk and cookies, we really couldn't do our top 3 cookies because we're pretty much going to talk about them when we talk about Fat Boy Tuesday.
Sure.
So on that note, big fella, we have got to get ready for some trivia like we always do to start out our show. And if you would like to sponsor our trivia time, please get a hold of us. Go to legalhamandface@gmail.com and send us an email. We would love to have you guys sponsor trivia time for us. So, Brian, it is my turn for trivia time this week, right?
Correct.
Let's do it. All right, big fella. It is trivia time. One of the funnest things we like to do on our show because we like to stump each other. Whether it be Cleveland sports, food, however you got to do it, we're going to do it. But today, it is going to be, for me, Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. Okay, Brian?
All right. I like it.
So, since 1999, I think Bill Belichick is like 9-2 against your Cleveland Browns. Or 8-2, some of that nature.
Okay.
I need you to tell me the 2 coaches that have beaten Bill Belichick since 2000.
Okay.
All right.
I think I got one.
Okay.
I'll have to stew on the other one for a minute.
Now, there's been a lot of close games against Belichick, There's been some last second field goal games. There's been 1-point games. There's been blowouts. But Bill has had the upper hand on us ever since he took over there. And we're getting notifications about the Indians over here. So I apologize. My phone's blown up. All right, Brian, how are we doing over there? How many outs?
1 out, 1 on.
1 out, 1 on. All right, 5-1 still, right?
Correct.
God, we would be great play-by-play announcers.
Yeah, we're not allowed to do play-by-play.
Oh, it'd be great, Bri. How could it not be great for me and you to do play-by-play? We could actually bore the hell out of everybody doing play-by-play. We already got 3 likes right here saying that we should do play-by-play. It'd be like,
Really?
It'd be like Bob Euchre. Would you be Monty over there in the other? Monty, I'm in the bag. Fly ball.
I can be Monty. That's all right.
Caught.
I put myself to sleep calling baseball for sure.
Oh my
Football,
God.
maybe it'd be a little bit better. Basketball, it's just too fast paced. It'd be tough.
Why aren't you allowed to do play-by-play? Well, because we have people like commenting or texting us while we're doing play-by-play, talking about hookers and blow. And it kind of gets us start giggling like little schoolgirls. And then we just start laughing at each other because I'm laughing at Bri because he doesn't know what I'm laughing at. And then
No,
Bri,
I think like it's illegal. I think to do play by play, like unless you're actually calling the game on TV or on the radio, you're not allowed to if you're doing a live show.
oh, I know that, but I meant we should still do it though.
Go ahead. I mean, nobody's going to find our little podunk podcast and try to sue us. I think Rob Manfred has better things to do, but maybe he doesn't.
Well, you never know because he's not fixing the baseball, so he might not have anything to do.
I'm sure he'll be happy if the Yankees pull it out.
I'm sure he will be too. That son of a. All right. On that note, let's get into our Cleveland headlines. Bri, I got to play the video because I even got the video. Well, there's only a handful of Cleveland headlines that are going on right now. The first one is there's a game going on right now while we're doing our show. Bri's keeping an eye on it. The Guardos are down 5-1 with 1 out, 1 on, and in the bottom
2 outs.
2 outs and 1 on in the bottom of the ninth. Your Cleveland Browns got their ass kicked. And guess what? Starting tomorrow, the young Cavs are getting ready to take the court with their new prized toy possession, Donovan Mitchell. So,
you know who they play?
Toronto. They're in Toronto.
In Toronto. Okay, cool.
In Toronto, I think 7:30 tip off. If you guys want to catch that, I think that's Bally Sports, Great Lakes, Fox Sports. Well, it used to be before that, Sports Time Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
That channel at 7:30.
So nobody gets.
Yeah, nobody gets it. So
listen to the radio. John Michael's pretty good.
Yes, he is. And on that note, are your Cleveland headlines, Bri. I mean, we're watching right now. Is that the final? I saw something pop up.
Well, I don't know. It seems like my TV's always later than everybody else's. To be honest, I have to put my phone outside during Browns games because people are texting me stuff about the Browns games, and I'm always, at least 30 seconds behind everybody. Yep, now it's over. They're rocking the baby to sleep.
Of course they are.
Yeah, mocking Naylor. So, yeah, baseball will be happy. MLB will be happy.
First off, while we're on the subject of the Guardos, let me bring up the banner here. What a great season it was for the Cleveland Guardians. If they did lose, I got people chiming in, and now it's over. Cleveland Guardians did a lot. They took one of the best teams in baseball to Game 5. I had high hopes for Game 5. I thought they would pull it out, but then rain delay and everything else happened, Bri. But what a magic run this team went on from August until now. You and I were talking about before the show. It kind of took us away from the bullshit that was going on with the Browns for a little bit. Now we could just pretty much hone in on the Browns and how horrible of a team they are right now. But Bri, give me some final thoughts about your Cleveland Guardians this year. Both you and I didn't think they would make it like this. We didn't even think they'd make it this far, Bri. And they were one game away from the championship series. And with a team that young, Bri, to get to that point, and they're all coming back next year, bud.
Yeah. I know I was kind of hard on them last week and, saying that I had major concerns about their bats, and I still do, but we could talk about that at another time. I mean, at this point, you got to be proud of the Guardians and what they accomplished this year. And as a Cleveland fan, we don't have a whole lot to be proud about. So just the fact that they kept fighting till the end, they stole game 2, stole game 3 in their last at bat, and I mean really brought everybody together these last couple days. And it didn't end up the way we wanted it to, but still got to remind yourself that it's the Yankees. They have a payroll 5 times what yours is. So
the stat came out today. The stat came out today that when Garrett Cole pitched here in Cleveland, he got paid more than our starting lineup.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah. I mean,
he got paid $37 million a year, while our starting lineup was at like $36.5 million.
And just think about that in any other sport. In football, if one team had 5 times the payroll that another team, or in basketball, those teams would just get smacked. It would be like, freshmen versus varsity. They wouldn't stand a chance. So I understand baseball is a little bit different, and some of the purists will tell you it doesn't matter about salary cap, but in my mind, it does. I mean, clearly they got the better, more talented players, the guys with a ton more experience than we had. And at the end of the day, that won out. And who knows, if they didn't have Garrett Cole, it might have been completely different. He was the one guy that kind of concerned me the most about the Yankees roster, because we have not been able to beat him in big games, especially in the playoff games. So he got them 2 wins pretty much by himself. But again, proud of the way they fought, and in my mind, they just kind of ran out of magic, and runs were hard to come by. And when you don't hit many home runs, they're even more tough to come by. But we saw guys grow up right in front of our eyes. Oscar Gonzalez, just unbelievable what he was doing. And Quan this year, let's not forget what a tremendous year he had. So this starts the window. This year was the first year of our window, and let's hope it lasts 3, 4, 5 years. And we get a lot of what's that?
Go ahead.
No, I was basically done. I mean, I'm just hoping that this continues, and I don't know the contract situations, but there were some dark times this past offseason about, well, if we don't do this or if we don't do that, is it time to get rid of Jose? Is it time to start thinking about shopping Bieber? And I think hopefully, at least for the next year, we kind of we table that discussion, and let's make a run at it again next year.
Well, and also the good thing is they got like one of the top minor league systems right now, Bri. And all these guys that were here to see if they could actually play ball were guys that there's top prospects behind them. And something, what you do with top prospects? They play, or you ship them off to somebody else to get a big bat. And something, winter meetings are going to be fun this year for the Cleveland Indians. I think a lot of moves are going to be made that haven't been made before. Mm-hmm. I mean, they do have a huge restock there in the minor leagues that they can actually get rid of some of their stock to get in a power bat, or just somebody to protect Jose. If you take one power bat and put in this lineup behind Jose and in front of Naylor, I think this team's totally different. But got to give them credit, though. Playing the small ball the way they did, and just never given up. They really never did give up. And kudos to them. Kudos to Tito. Kudos to the front office for, we were sitting there like, you guys got to do something at trade deadline. They stayed pat and they won the Central by a lot. So kudos to them. Let's see here. Running ball man said Penn State got drugged through the mud this past weekend. By the way, kudos Michigan for that.
Yep, good showing.
Ohio State was taking their glorious bye week before they play the lackluster Iowa Hawkeyes.
Look out.
So, well, when the point spread is 29.5, Bri, it's not looking so good.
Yeah, I mean,
kind of looks like Michigan and Ohio State are on the collision course again.
Yeah, it makes me long for some better teams in the Big Ten, to be honest, because you just look at Tennessee and Alabama this past weekend, how much fun that was to watch.
Yeah,
TCU,
but
Oklahoma State.
You can't say that because how much shit has Tennessee been through? Tennessee hasn't been relevant since 1998.
Yeah, I'm saying like there's teams. I'm not talking like Tennessee has been great over these last, it's been 15 years since they beat Alabama. So I think that's a great story. But yeah, you're right. It's Ohio State and it's Michigan and it's not much else. I thought Penn State would be something, but what was the final? 41-10 or something like that, 41-13. And it really wasn't as close as the score said because they got like a pick six or something. So yeah, I mean, it's Michigan and it's Ohio State and there's not much else in the Big Ten right now. Wisconsin's down. Iowa cannot score more than maybe one touchdown. So
watch out for Illinois.
Yeah, maybe that could be a feel-good story with Bielema there.
They're 5-1 right now. Bielema's there.
Wow.
Yeah, they're 5-1.
Okay.
They're ranked, and it looks like they might even take the West this year. So
okay, well, I mean, they got to prove themselves. I mean, I don't know if they play Ohio State or Michigan in the regular season and all.
I don't think so.
So, I mean, we'll see in the Big Ten championship.
And it was definitely fun watching Alabama lose this week. It really was.
That was the game of the year up to this point in my mind.
Well, and I sat there and watched it, and God, what didn't they jump out to like 21-0 on them?
Tennessee.
Yeah. There was a game I was watching that, like, I think it was Tennessee jumped out like 21-0 right out of the gate. And I'm like, wow, this is about to be a boat race. And then they just came back, brought it back in.
It's hard to boat race the real good teams. You figure eventually they're gonna catch up and make it close at the end. But it's fun. It made me excited about college football. This next month should be fun.
And the reason why we're talking about college football right now is because yes, Justin brought it up. We just don't want to talk Browns anymore. It was embarrassing. So screw it. Let's just get it over with now. Let's peel off the band. Your Browns horribly lost to the Patriots. The Patriots pretty much showed the Browns who the daddy was. Right out of the gate, you had Jacoby Brissett trying to be Peyton Manning, throwing it 48 times, while your star leading rusher really touched the ball 13 times in the entire game. You only rushed for I don't even know how many yards. It's bad enough that in the second half, when your star running back gets the ball and gets a 5-yard gain, the whole crowd starts cheering, but then boos everything else they do because they see the lying that's going on now. And your defense got their ass kicked by a rookie quarterback who only had 10 incompletions. His passer rating and all that crap was like 120. Was it Bailey Zappi?
Bailey, yeah.
Just kicked your ass, and he's a third-string quarterback. So,
better than that. Not that bad.
Not that bad. Hey, the good news is, let's get the good news out. Our kicker was perfect, was he not?
There we go. Yeah.
Let's get the good news out. The kicker was perfect. The bad, pretty much the rest of the game. The ugly, our special teams, besides our kicker. Muff punt. Our defense.
Our punter's not bad.
No, our punter's good. Yeah, I actually like it.
How do we have a good kicker and a good punter and our special teams are terrible?
Oh, well, we don't have anybody that can actually catch the ball when it comes to them. and run with it when they catch it. I mean, those are two kind of things. I mean, if we got to bring back Ryan Switzer, I am all down for it right now.
I don't know why they're hesitant to have DPJ return kicks. He wasn't great by any means, and he was, kind of a bit of a heart attack here or there, but at least he got the job done. He didn't get you a ton of yards, but muffing a punt, as we saw in last night's Monday night game, it's like shooting yourself in the foot, maybe shooting yourself in the crotch. I mean, it's terrible. I mean, it just completely flips the momentum of the game. You cannot have that. So,
right. It's Billy Madison in the batting cage, getting the balls hit into the head,
taking it off the chest,
just taking it right off the chest. Give me another.
To be honest, and I don't do it very often, I flipped away from the game after he muffed that punt. I was kind of over it after the onside kick didn't go our way, but I still had the game on. I just wasn't paying as much attention to it. And then after the muff punt, I'm like, yeah, I see where this game is going. And I think they scored 2 touchdowns after that or something. Rough.
It wasn't pretty, Bri. It wasn't pretty. Our defense, we're going to do a little rapid fire question here, Bri.
Mm-hmm.
All right, me and you. And this is just fans, and I want you to re-ask me after I ask you these questions. I'll give you my opinion, okay?
All right.
Bri, is there a leader on this team? One of the players, is there a leader on this team?
Not that I can see. I mean, there probably is someone in the locker room, but I'm not there. I can't say that there for sure is a stone cold leader.
Should Joe Woods be fired?
Boy, I'm torn. I say no because I don't know what you can do to replace him with. But at the same time, I don't know if he's just stubborn, if the guys just suck and he's putting them in the right position, but something's got to change. I mean, this defense is near the bottom of the league, and we played, other than Justin Herbert, we played all backup quarterbacks basically. So how the heck does that happen? I mean, what are Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson and Tom Brady and Josh Allen going to do to you? Because those are 4 of our next 5 games. What are those guys going to do to you? I mean, I shudder to think.
All right. Is Coach Stefanski on the hot seat?
It's warming. It's warming. And if he doesn't prove himself over the next couple weeks, that was the biggest glaring need of the whole game to me, was just how terribly, terribly, terribly outcoached Bill Belichick. He put Stefanski in the corner, and Stefanski's going to have nightmares about him. Much like last year. We thought last year was maybe just a fluke. No, they have a much, much better coach than you do in head-to-head, and Stefanski doesn't hold a candle to Bill Belichick at this point. If they played 10 times, I think Belichick would win maybe all 10. I feel like an idiot for picking the Browns last week. And we kind of hung in there in the first half, but it's kind of because they shot themselves in the foot. They had a bunch of offensive penalties that kind of kept backing them up. And that's what made it close, but it was awful. It was awful to watch. We were the more talented team, and we got blown out. And I don't know how that happens other than just terrible coaching.
All right, next one. You ready for this one?
Mm-hmm.
Should we think about phoning it in this year? We're 2-4.
What do you mean? But what do you just shut it down?
Shut it down. Why should we be? Should we? So you're saying no? So
no way. No, way too early.
Okay.
No, I mean,
what if anybody after the Ravens game?
No, you can't even do that. Anybody who's ever played sports, and we've all played sports with people who are kind of babies about it, and we can't win. Even after the Ravens game, whatever your record is, you still have half the season left. You go out there, you play your heart out, and you try to earn a position. Most of these guys are going to be fighting for jobs next year. So, yeah, especially now, it's way too early to say, you should. I know we don't think that we can beat Joe Burrow and we can beat Lamar Jackson, but crazy things happen in sports. I'm just hopeful. We'll get to our picks later, but it's going to be hard for them to run the table these next 2 weeks. But I don't. Yeah, it's very hard for me to say just shut it down after 6 games.
I'm just worried about our stars. I mean, obviously, Myles Garrett's very hurt. He just got hurt again. Car accident, that kind of happens when you wreck your car.
Sure.
And I worry about Nick Chubb because guess what? It's another year off of his running back career life that we are taking off because of this insane season that's going on right now. Did we overrate and overhype this team coming into the season, Bri?
I don't think so. I think the defense is just vastly underperformed, and we've been banged up. I'm not making excuses or anything, but Denzel Ward missed the game. Hell, Jadeveon Clowney his stock keeps rising every single week that he misses, and we just play like garbage. Because I said in the past he might be our second best defensive player. He might be our most impactful defensive player at this point because when he's not out there, our defense goes to dog turds. So he's the guy. I don't know if he's a leader for that defense, and without him, we're not as good. But yeah, it's hard to watch. But the offense hasn't been bad, and special teams, yeah, they've been kind of rough. But the offense is like I said last week, we've been in 5 coin flip games, and then we just got our ass kicked. So if things go differently, if you win 4 of those 5, I know it doesn't look good because we need a 58-yard field goal to beat the worst team in the league in week 1. But every game was close up to this last week.
And this game really wasn't out of control until the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I mean, it really wasn't, but Stefanski panicked and made it that way. He really did. He panicked, and at that point in time, what is Bill Belichick going to do to your team? He's going to try to take away your best players. They tried to take away Nick Chubb.
Everybody knows that.
Nick Chubb still rushed for like 70 yards. You're not going to take him away. But then they got in panic mode, like we got to pass every freaking down now. And it's like, you're not that team. Why are you doing this? That's not how you're built. You don't have the horses to do it. So stop it. Do what you do best. The play action, try to run, set up off of play action, and try to catch them sleeping somewhere. Stop trying to be the San Diego or the Los Angeles Chargers. Stop trying to be Pat Mahomes with Jacoby Brissett. He's not Jacoby. Jacoby is just a second. Like, they're trying to make him be the next Messiah, Bri. And it's like, he's not. He has limitations. He has severe limitations.
Yeah. Amen. And we certainly saw him this past week. He basically had 2 throws. He throws it to guys. He looked like Baker for a while. I mean, not to take a shot at Baker, but he throws these guys run 5 yards out and just turn around, and he fires the ball at them. There's one route. The other route that he was comfortable throwing is these YOLO balls up to 50-50 balls. Hey, that guy's covered. Hopefully the wide receiver makes a play, and he just chucks it up to him. And I mean,
hey,
I think any quarterback in the league can do that.
I mean, Cooper, DPJ, I mean, they came down with some big catches that they needed.
Yeah, but you can't count on that every time.
I'm really not knocking the offense, Brian, but it's just like, it just seems like our coach sits there and goes, yeah, well, I went to an Ivy League school. I know better than you. I'm going to try to do this now. And then he pulls out like a tight end reverse on us. It's like, what the hell is that? Stop it. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Stop trying to be cute with shit and just run what's in front of you.
Right. And when are we going to learn to, just take what the defense gives you? How many times was Kareem Hunt or somebody right in the middle of the field, 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, wide open, and you just dump it down to, hey, first read's not open, dump it down to him. He's right in front of your face. He can catch it, turn around, and get a couple more and get 7 yards. We're not gonna sit here and talk about it, but that's gonna be something that moves the chains. And I think there was like a 2nd and 1 that we had, and we just threw the ball deep, like on 3rd. It didn't get anything on 2nd down. 3rd and 1, we're chucking it deep again. And it's like, what are you doing? Just do, this isn't Deshaun Watson. This isn't Josh Allen. And even if it was, that would be stupid for them too. You just get the first down in that. It's like Stefanski just way overthought everything because maybe deep down he knew that he was outmatched against Bill Belichick, and he's like trying to predict Belichick's moves 3, 4, 5 times down the road, and he's making himself crazy.
Bri, the best thing to do is play by play. Play by play. Grab momentum. Yeah. You don't need to think that far ahead. It's not a chess match. Right now it's checkers that you need to play to get your team's confidence back. You don't need to think 4 moves ahead. You need to look at rights in front of you. And right now you have Wyatt Teller go down with an injury. Conklin is banged up. So that hurts your offensive line right there. Now, granted, the guy that came in that I can't even pronounce his damn name to do the right guard for Teller.
Yoda Froholt.
Okay.
Yoda? Not Yoda. Yoda?
I have no clue. I'm not trying to pronounce it because I don't want to look like that right there, Bri.
That's what it is. Yoda Froholt.
Okay. He did a good job plugging in, but he's not Wyatt Teller.
Right.
All right. So we have that going on. So now you're down. Technically, your starting center, even though Postage is doing absolutely amazing. But man, this is getting like, Bri, I have a feeling that Stefanski has lost the team. And I really do.
Well, these next 2 weeks will tell us a lot, because you're staying afloat. If you can find a way to win these next 2 weeks, you're 4-4 and you're 3-0 in the division. I know it sounds like a far off, dream of ours, but it's reality. You win 2 games, and I mean, I don't want to jinx it or anything, but Joe Burrow's 0-4, 0-3 against the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
So you have his number. They haven't looked great. The Ravens, they got their own problems. I know Lamar Jackson looks like he could be MVP this year again, but last year the Browns kind of had his number. I know he didn't play all of one game, but the other game, even though they won, they only got like 15 points or something. So if Clowney's back, if Denzel Ward is back, I'm hopeful for this defense. Our safeties and linebackers have just been, and defensive tackles, I'll throw them in there too. They've just been atrocious. So, and to be honest, I forgot Ronnie Harrison was even on the team until that onside kick. Like, has he been hurt? I have not heard or seen him. What happened to this 3 safety set that we were going to run all the time? Like, nothing. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I thought we traded him, or he was on the IR or something. Like, holy crap, he's out there. My goodness.
What's killing me right now, Bri, is the one defensive player that I thought was going to have a great year this year. Grant Delpit is lost.
Yeah.
Either he is trying to play hero ball or he is just not put in the right position wherever the hell he's at. JOK finally looks small.
He had a bad game. Bad game.
He had a bad game. He looks small now. I mean, when you're trying to tackle a 6'2" running back, you need a bigger body to do it. Like I said, Anthony Walker, the loss of Anthony Walker, I think killed his team. But we got Deion Jones.
Knew?
We got Deion Jones coming in. Hopefully that
he can provide a spark. He can be a leader. He's a former Pro Bowler. So this could be like his last chance in the NFL. So he has a lot to play for. Yeah, he's the savior. If you're looking for a spark or you're looking for something to get this defense re-energized, he could be the guy.
And then Greedy Williams. Jesus, Greedy Williams. Bri, I loved it when they picked him. He has been injury prone when he's been out there. Some games he plays good, sometimes he plays bad. And like you said, our defensive tackles, they're not up to par. And you know something? This was brought up. I've had everybody ask me, why not sign Dominican Sue? You know something? At this point in time, Bri, why not? At this point in time, you need a veteran on that defensive line. And I mean a true veteran. You got Clowney that has been the guy. You've had Garrett that's been the guy. You haven't had a true veteran on that defensive line. And guess what? We had it last year with Jenkins, right? Or was it Malik Jackson?
Jackson. Yeah, Malik Jackson.
Sorry, Malik Jackson. You had it last year with Malik Jackson being the veteran guy on that defensive line. I don't care if he's fat, out of shape. If I can get like 10% of what Sue is, that's all I need right now. I need somebody to come into this team and light them the hell up for playing bad because nobody's doing it. Myles Garrett's not doing it because it's not Myles Garrett's MO. All right. Nobody else on the defense will say a damn word. I think Denzel Ward is just too new to do it. You got Jacoby Brissett. Our backup quarterback is calling player meetings right now and apologizing to the team and shit. It's our backup quarterback, Bri. Is our leader of our team. Backup quarterback. You know what needs to happen for this team? And it would probably shock the hell out of this team is for Nick Chubb to lose his shit. If I'm being dead serious, because he's quiet, he doesn't say a damn word, he doesn't do anything.
Sure.
If Nick Chubb goes into that locker room and loses his shit, I bet you that whole team is on point at that point in time because he doesn't have to say anything because he goes out there and does his job.
Right.
And for him to lose, I think that's what needs to happen to this team because there's got to be a spark lit under this team. Because if they don't show up against the Ravens, Bri, and I even texted you this last night, I think this Ravens game is make or break the season. And I think if the Ravens go out and trounce them like the Patriots did, and it's not a close game, I think this season's done. I think they're done because there's no fix for what's going on. I mean, it's the defense is pointing fingers at each other, trying to figure out who's in charge of who. That means coaching hasn't put them in the right position, for one. Then you got Stefanski trying to do, and yes, he's done a great job calling offensive plays. I'm not saying he hasn't, but managing the team. Has he been there yet? We're still not sure yet. Like, this is a crazy time for Cleveland Browns football, especially being 2-4 with 2 division games right in front of you. And like you said, if you can go 4-4, this season could be turned around. If you beat the Baltimore Ravens, you already got in Cincinnati's head. They haven't beat you yet. They're still little brother to you. Just one step at a time. Take it as playoff football, one game at a time. Take care of what's in front of you, which is the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I guess for me to bottom line it, I think you have to win one of the next 2. Like very least. The very least that you have to win 1 of 2. And that puts you at 3-5 going into the bye. You have the Dolphins, the Bucks, and the Bills after that before Deshaun comes back. And I think you can beat the Dolphins, I hope. Who knows, at that point. And then you just kind of have to get lucky against the Bucks or the Bills. Hope that Brady gets knocked out of the game. Hope that Josh Allen gets knocked out of the game. I mean, you're just going to have to get lucky and hope that you can win one of those. That'll get you the 5 wins that we all think that's the least that they have to do to still have a chance in this thing. But, I mean, what I found myself thinking probably halfway through the third quarter, maybe towards the end of the third quarter this past week, like Brissett was struggling. There's no doubt about it. He threw a couple interceptions. He threw a third that the dude intercepted it. He just didn't get both feet in bounds. Why not try Josh Dobbs? I know we don't think he's going to be anything great, but Jacoby Brissett is not our starter. He's not Baker Mayfield. He's not most of these diva starting quarterbacks who's going to get their feelings hurt because they're not the guy. He's a backup. He knows he's a backup. Put Dobbs in there, see if he can create a spark or something. I was anticipating that happening. Sometimes Stefanski's kind of like Tito Francona, though, where he just gets so loyal to his guys. But the problem is Francona wins year in and year out, whereas Stefanski, he had one good year. That was about it.
And that was
so he doesn't have that track record.
Nice.
What's that?
That was a year he couldn't even coach his guys.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, he wasn't there for the playoff game. So why? I mean, Jacoby Brissett is struggling out there. Struggling.
I get you because Josh Dobbs adds something that Jacoby can't do. Jacoby can scramble a little bit. Josh Dobbs can move. That's why they brought Josh Dobbs in, because Josh Dobbs can run the same offense as Deshaun Watson. He's just not as good as Deshaun Watson. So you can actually put him on an RPO and actually roll him out even more than Jacoby. Like, he's faster. He's a little bit skinnier, but he can still do everything Jacoby does.
And who knows? Maybe he's ultra conservative. Maybe he takes what the defense gives him. Maybe he's dumping it down to Kareem Hunt, who's wide open, even if it's only for a 5 or 6 yard gain or something. And maybe it forces Kevin Stefanski to not call 50 dropbacks for his quarterback. Maybe they run the ball a little more. Maybe they're more conservative. I know game plan, kind of changes when you're down by a couple touchdowns and you have to throw the ball, but I would have liked to see something like that because, like I said, probably end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, I saw where the game was going. I know there's no way we're coming back after that. The light's not just going to go off and Brissett's going to start playing like a stud. So why not? He's not your franchise quarterback. He's not going to get all butthurt about you putting in another guy. It's just, I don't know. You got to back up for a reason if your quarterback sucks. And Jacoby Brissett's played well to this point, but if your quarterback sucks, try something else.
All right, Brian, let's keep moving here, because why is it every time the Browns lose, we talk longer than because we're frustrated. We're Browns fans. We're upset.
Try to talk it out.
And something, let's go to our Big O player of the week, Brian. You have a Big O player of the week. Because the only one that comes to mind right now is Amari Cooper. Making the one touchdown catch that he did, which was one hell of a catch that he made there in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to go Amari Cooper for my Big O player of the week.
Right. I have 3, believe it or not.
You have 3? How did you
None
find
of them are good. Well, one of my Big O players didn't even play, and that's Josh Dobbs. His stock went up by not even seeing the field. So he's one. Another one is a third-string tight end who got off the streets and made a couple catches. And the third one's a kicker. So that'll show you how well we did on offense when we have a backup quarterback, a third-string tight end, and a
Josh
kicker.
Dobbs, Pharaoh Brown, and Cade York as your Big O player.
There you go. Yep.
Boy. Well, here, this is going to be even more comical. Who's your Big D of the week, Bri?
You go. I can't. I had one. And I didn't write it down, and it left me.
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Oh, no. We got to go Myles Garrett. I'm going Myles Garrett for getting sack record.
Yep. There you go. Something we have to acknowledge. That's a great accomplishment. And he got a strip sack, so he caused a turnover.
All right. This should be a lot of people. Just not my day-to-day player of the week. Can we just say the whole defense?
I have Stefanski. If you want me to pick a player, maybe I can.
No, you can pick whoever you want to.
It was, he got outmatched by the man across from him more than anybody else on offense or defense. So Kevin Stefanski, as Josh Naylor would say, that's my bleeping son. That's what Bill Belichick is saying to Stefanski at this point.
Oh my God. I agree with you on Stefanski. I'm just going to go for right now. They tried to stop the run, and your secondary didn't do a damn thing against a rookie quarterback. The whole secondary. I know a couple guys played good. I know Emerson played good. And I think Newsom played good. But other than that, anybody linebacker back, you guys got to check yourselves because your shit stinks. It don't stink anymore. It stinks. You got to take a look at yourselves in the mirror. All right, Bri. Next up is the Baltimore Ravens. All right, let's give three, because I really do want to get milk and cookies. So let's give three takeaways, three things that need to happen to beat the Baltimore Ravens, which are we have to go over our point spread for the last game, which we will when we get done with this. Are 6.5 point favorites over us. So that's a full touchdown. Pretty much they are favored over your Cleveland Browns going to Baltimore.
Sure.
So, Bri, three things that they could do to win this game.
The first two are on defense, and the first one is what makes Lamar Jackson a special quarterback. His legs, his ability to scramble, his ability to get 30, 40 yards, on his own when a play breaks down or when it's third and long and you got nobody accounted for him. But, actually the good thing that benefits the Browns is the Browns have kind of been scheming to try to stop Lamar Jackson for the last couple of years. That's why we have these smaller linebackers, these fast guys, JOK, Jacob Phillips. These are smaller linebackers, and I think they've been in the back of their mind, they've been drafting a specific type of linebacker because they knew they have to play Lamar Jackson for 2 times a year for the next 5 to 10 years. So hopefully we're built that way. Guys got to make plays, got to make tackles. So you negate the scrambling, hold them to maybe under 50 yards, I think would be a good threshold to set. And then the second one on offense is take Mark Andrews away, because I heard something today that he has like 39 receptions and the next 3 guys behind him have like 38 receptions combined. So he is like having 3 receivers. You double team him. It's something I don't understand. I know they're good players, but when you get these stud tight ends like him and Travis Kelce, how do you not have a couple guys on him and make the quarterback throw it to a receiver? Because so many more good things can happen when they're throwing it to the outside for the defense. It could be a errant throw. You could get guys stepping out of bounds. You could get a pick here and take it to the house. So he's going to be in the middle of the field. They're not afraid to send him deep. And so you have to cover him for 5, 6, 7 seconds, because Lamar's going to do his thing in the backfield and keep the play alive. And so you got to stay on him. And that's where our linebackers, maybe a safety, even, who knows, maybe you line a cornerback across from him to play man-to-man. So shut him down, take away the scrambling on defense. And then on offense, you just got to get back to what you were doing for the last 4 weeks before the Patriots game. Because I think that'll be good enough if you can put up 25 to 30 points this game, if your defense steps up the way that they need to.
All right. You and I kind of got the same kind of mentality. My number 3 is got to stop Mark Andrews. We have been shown multiple times that if we can actually hold Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson gets kind of giddy in the feet and everything else because you're taking away one of his biggest targets. Number 2, for me personally, our defensive line. All right. There's a gut check time, and it's about to be now. Garrett's still hurt. Clowney's hurt. And our defensive line is young, and it's hungry. And I need them to be young and hungry because they got to step up this game. Because if you guys don't step up, There's no stopping Lamar Jackson. I think is JK running for them now.
Yeah, I think they're getting Gus Edwards back this week.
So you got some really
And
good.
I don't know if JK is back or not. To be honest, I think I saw Kenyon Drake had a huge game last week. So, I mean, they got talented guys. You're still gonna have to count for them.
And my number one thing: don't be stupid. Take what's in front of you. Take the points. Take the dump offs. Take the curl routes. Take the flats. Take what's in front of you. Don't press. When you press, it ends up bad. And you get down, you get interceptions, you get fumbles. Just take what that team gives you because you have technically two of the best running backs in NFL right now. Njoku has actually proven himself this year to be a really good tight end. And between Cooper and DPJ, they could bail you out on the back. Like just take your time. Take what's in front of you. Don't get cute. Just play the game the way it's supposed to be played. All right.
Yeah, I agree. And when you get in the red zone, I'm sorry. Are you done?
No. Go ahead.
As you're talking, I'm just thinking like when you get in the red zone, you have to get touchdowns because we are not going to win a field goal kicking competition against Justin Tucker. So we can't go field goal for field goal.
Forgot about
because yeah, right. I mean, he's maybe other than Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, he's their biggest weapon on offense. So they crossed the 50. They're in his range, and I think he finally actually missed one this past week, which, it was news that he missed a field goal. I'm not sure how long it was, but you got to give touchdowns. Right? What's that?
It had to be 76 yards, right?
Probably. I mean, I wouldn't anything under 70 yards. I wouldn't count him out.
All right, so I got to bring up Justin's three things for this game because I haven't laughed this hard in a while. It says call Doc Brown, get a DeLorean with a flux capacitor, and go back and don't trade for Deshaun Watson.
Or draft Lamar Jackson number 1 overall instead of Baker Mayfield.
Or
or Josh Allen.
Yeah, there's the one. Or Pat Mahomes when he had a chance to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It
stings.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. We look at the past drafts. We could have had the best football team in the whole NFL.
Well, and we don't need to get into it now. It still chaps my ass. Having the number 1 pick and all these quarterbacks, and you make the decision you did. When never mind, moving on. It's pretty obvious. Every time I hear good stuff about Josh Allen, it makes my stomach rumble a little bit.
It's all right, buddy. There's Pepto for that. All right, let's
be good for 20 years.
I know.
We had a guy who wanted to draft a 6-foot quarterback. Thought that was a good idea.
Well, okay, we'll get into that. We are not talking about that anymore. We are segueing over into Fat Boy Tuesday with milk and cookies. That should keep the tummy down, right?
We wouldn't have all this Deshaun Watson hoopla if we just made the right decision 3 years ago. So you want to be mad about Deshaun Watson and this front office signing him? Be mad at old buddy boy for drafting a 6-foot quarterback. I'm sorry, you were transitioning. We're talking food now.
No. Are we good now? Are we?
I went to a dark place.
Do I need to go to a Big Bri's Big Take?
No, no. I mean, a big take from 3 years ago or 4 years ago, whatever it was. No,
all right. Let's get into some milk and cookies, buddy. You ready?
Yep.
And now it's time for Fat Boy Tuesday.
All right, it is Fat Boy Tuesday. We're talking about milk and cookies. All right. The reason why I decided on this Fat Boy Tuesday, which is a glorious Fat Boy Tuesday, is my wife went out grocery shopping without me one night. And normally I go for the double stuffed Oreos, the rainbow cookies with the M&Ms, like the chocolate chip rainbows.
I got you.
The chewy, chocolate chips. Got your oatmeal raisins.
Mm-hmm.
You got all sorts. She brought home a Nilla wafer, and I haven't had a Nilla wafer in a very long time, and I completely forgot how good Nilla wafers are. So, Brian, when was the last time you had a Nilla wafer?
Just flat out by itself, Nilla wafer.
Just by itself, Nilla wafer, not with banana pudding.
That's where I was going.
I know where you're going with it. Like just a by yourself Nilla wafer.
Years, at least 5+.
Okay. So now we're going to get into. Hold on.
Is Jose there yet? Where's he been? Is he alive?
Who?
Jose?
Jose was here. He chimed in, and he's probably recovering because he wasn't at work today. Because of the rain. Jose doesn't like the rain.
Bad for his knees.
So yeah, it's horrible, and his nerve pain, everything else. He was probably at home.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying. No, the reason, dude, I love cookies, and especially late at night. We get, you get the hanker for something sweet, and you don't have chocolate in the house, so you go for cookies. At least I do.
Okay.
So, like, you give me a chocolate chip cookie, even the fudge stripes, the graham fudge stripes.
There we go. Sure.
Underrated cookie. Even the graham bars. Have you had the chocolate covered graham bars, Bri?
It's been a while for those as well. Keebler makes them. Yeah, it's been a while.
I do have to ask you, what makes a cookie? Because you remember the little stick wafers? Are those cookies?
I don't know if I know what you're talking about. Stick wafers.
They're like the little sticks. They're wafers with the cream on the inside of them. They're a little rectangle, like a cigarette style.
Oh no. Okay, no. I'm just thinking of something. I was thinking of like the little wafer, like the they have come with vanilla and strawberry and chocolate.
Yes,
those wafers. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, they come in little sticks though. They're not like a big thick thing. They just
kind of like a Nutty Buddy type deal.
Yeah,
I got you. Are those cookies? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah. Would those be considered cookies?
It's a great question. I never, in my 37 years on this earth, I never thought of that. I would say no.
Okay.
But I can't give you a good reason why not.
Okay. I get you.
I feel like cookies have to have some sort of dough, some sort of cookie dough
So
that
Justin said he thinks the wafer's more of a biscuit.
Okay, I can get down with that because I'd probably say they're closer to a biscuit than a cookie.
Jose says they're cookies.
There he is. I don't know. He'd have to give me a good argument why they're cookies.
Well, technically, I mean, you have your Oreo that's considered a cookie, right?
Oh, for sure.
You have your outside, which is a hard substance outside with a cream filling on the inside. Now, would a normal wafer be a cookie? I mean, we have vanilla wafers. Those are cookies.
Yeah, but it's not the same thing. Like a wafer is like, I don't know. What the hell is a wafer? I'm going to say some sort of rice thing, but not really. I mean, so like a Nutty Buddy is basically just a wafer dunked in chocolate. Is a Nutty Buddy a cookie? Where does it end?
No. Your Nutty Buddies are the peanut shaped.
No, I mean Nutter bars, whatever the hell you want to call them. That comes in two in a pack. Little Debbie's. Really don't.
Oh,
Nutter bars.
The Nutty Bars.
Nutty Buddies, whatever the heck they're called.
I got you. I got what you're saying. So
okay.
It's technically that, but with like a cream filling on the inside. But they're not covered in chocolate, though.
That's what I'm saying. What's the difference between like a wafer and one of those? I mean, if you're going to call a wafer a cookie, then you got to call Nutty Buddies or Nutter Bars a cookie.
Well, he said is a biscuit a cookie?
Like a biscotti? I don't know. Biscotti could be cookie. We're getting down to a deep dark hole, and I just want to talk about delicious treats.
All right, well, let's go through some of your favorite cookies, buddy.
I'll give you some underrated cookies.
All right, give me some underrated ones.
That I don't. Well, some of them are. One of them's underrated because I don't get it enough. The other two, my mind went to Girl Scout cookies. My mind went to the Thin Mints and the Samoas.
By the way, you know my stance on Thin Mints. F the Thin Mints.
Yeah, that's strange. So all mint desserts you're out on?
Want nothing to do with them.
You're crazy.
No, I'm not.
I mean, it's just a taste thing for you.
It's not like, hold on. You like mint skull over wintergreen, correct?
I don't know if I have a preference.
Okay, but if you did, you prefer the mint.
Okay.
Right?
I'm with you so far.
Okay. My preference is not mint.
So just mint flavored anything you're out on.
Mint flavor.
Toothpaste, gum.
Toothpaste, gum.
Okay.
You can give me wintergreen. I disown you. How do you not like Thin Mints? Okay, so Jocelyn, you want to know how I don't like Thin Mints? Is because you and my stepsisters growing up getting 45 boxes of Thin Mints and throwing them in the damn freezer, and me only getting tag-alongs. That's how I disown.
That's the way to do it.
And hold on, mint Oreos. Got them downstairs. Full package that Charlie bought still hasn't been opened yet, and it's been about 6 months.
So, well, you don't like it, but at maybe 2-3 years ago, my wife and I discovered at Target they have like a mint cookies and cream ice cream that's out of this world. I mean, yeah, you wouldn't appreciate it, but anybody else got a Target near you, go find that.
Anything mint, you can just piss off.
So my underrated food or underrated cookie that I don't get very often, and I don't need to be honest, I don't even know if they still make it, is the iced animal crackers.
Yes, I'm glad.
Do they still make them?
Yes, they do, because I give them to my boys for snacks at school.
Hell yes.
Oh man,
those are good.
Those are so good.
It's been a while because I know they went to like a frosted animal cracker, and okay, not the same thing though. That just takes me back though. Those ice ones.
Jocelyn brought up Elf fudge cookies.
Those are the have to refresh my mind to that.
Those are the cookies on the outside with the fudge filling on the inside. Almost.
Nah, I'm drawing a blank.
Almost like a Nutter Butter.
Like a Fig Newton kind of.
No. It's cookie based like an Oreo. Okay.
Oh.
But they're longer, but they have
they're the elf. They're shaped like an elf, and
yes.
They got fudge in the middle. It's like an Oreo, right? Yeah. Like you said. God, okay, awesome. My grandma used to get those, but it's been 10 years since I ate those.
God, I love
those.
Good.
Those are real good.
All right,
I'm with you though. If you're gonna dunk them in milk, plain old Chips Ahoy or the rainbow ones with the M&Ms, hard to beat.
All right, so Justin brought up a good one, cranberry cookie. I am down with like oatmeal raisin. Really? I'll eat those kind of cookies. I'll eat a cranberry cookie. Just as long as it's like, we get rum balls at work, Bri. You remember the rum balls?
Sure.
And man, they put enough rum in those rum balls.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, there's
no bake cookies. Yeah.
There's the one I wanted to bring up is the most underrated cookie ever is no bake cookies.
Really? Okay.
Hands down is the most underrated cookie ever is no bake cookies.
I got a bag of them in my freezer. You just reminded me of that.
God, they're so good. And like when my mom used to make them, she used to get so pissed off at me, Bri, because she would make them for work to take into work. And then I'd sniff them out like a bloodhound. Take the whole package downstairs with me and eat them. And then she's like, "Where are my cookies for work?" I'm like, "Well, sorry about that. I ate them."
Or what the heck's in a monster cookie? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
I think it's like an oatmeal cookie with chocolate chip maybe some sort of peanut butter mixed in with the oatmeal, and like M&Ms. So it's got like a little bit of everything.
Now you're talking to me now.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like, kind of like an everything bagel, but it's for cookies. So you're gonna have to check that out. A monster cookie. My mom used to make them.
All right,
check it out. Google it.
All right, so now I got to ask you, so people get a little insight on us. Are you a milk fan, Bri?
In general, or with cookies?
Just in general. I mean, do you like milk with certain things? I mean, are you a milk drinker if you get a milk?
Not as much as I should, to be honest. It's probably pretty rare that I'll pour me a glass of milk just to drink it. I mean, we've switched to the almond milk just because it lasts longer, because we don't go through a whole lot of milk.
All right, so okay, I've never had it. In my household, no. In my household, I had to get my wife off of it because my wife was on like the 1% in the skim milk. And if I wanted milky water, I would get milky water. I am like a whole 2% kind of guy, mostly whole milk. All right.
So you'll just drink a glass of milk like at the end of the night or something?
Every now and then, depending on like if I want some kind of to crave, to debunk the craving of chocolate, I'll have like, let's just say, instead of eating a whole tray of Oreos, which my fat ass has been known to do, I would grab like 3 cookies and then just drink the milk, because I got my chocolate crave, and then I kind of fill up my belly with milk. Just saying.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, so
I've never had almond milk. I've never had the silk milk. I've never had, whatever the raccoon milk, whatever these new milks are.
Soy milk. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason, like I said, we go to almond milk is just because the expiration date is longer, and we don't go through a ton of milk here. No kids running around, so we've bought jugs of milk, and we'll go through maybe a third of it, and then it's time to dump it down the drain. So we go to the almond milk. It's not bad. You can get it. They make some that are a little sweeter, like vanilla flavoring stuff. Gets almost a little too sweet though with that, so we just get the unsweetened stuff. But in my cereal, I can't really taste the difference.
Oh, Justin said I have the monster cookie recipe on my Facebook page now.
There you go. Look it up.
Thank you, Justin.
For sure.
Shoot, all right.
Throw some Rice Krispies in there too. I bet that wouldn't be bad.
You must try skim milk. Jose, I'm not trying skim milk.
It's milk and water mixed.
Yeah, it's like drinking cloudy water. I don't need cloudy water. And Justin said there's too much estrogen in soy milk. That's about right.
That's right.
What about chocolate milk, Bri?
Very underrated.
I bring up cocoa milk because do you like the powdered chocolate where you stir it in, or do you like the Hershey syrup?
Syrup for sure. And my wife knows. She while ago she made me like my ultimate breakfast, and she'll be the first to tell you I prefer strawberry milk over chocolate milk. So they make the strawberry syrup too.
Do they
squirt it in there? Yep. I mean, just stir it around. Strawberry milk, man. It's been a while since I've had that.
I'm gonna have to go look at it because I've always done the Hershey's, the Bugs Bunny one with the powder.
Oh no, I've never done that. I do the Hershey's sells a strawberry syrup. Use it, try it.
Well, if anybody has a specific milk they like or a cookie they think is underrated, hit us up in the comments here later on. And let's see here. Nesquik. Yeah, Nesquik's pretty good too.
Never had it.
If not, just hit us up on the show page. Message us on our Facebook show page, and then we'll get into it with you with some milk and cookies. We love milk and cookies. All right, Bri. So we got to go back and do our score predictions because I just got excited about milk and cookies.
Sure.
Score predictions. Both of us won last week, correct?
We both lost.
What do you mean we both lost?
We both had the Browns winning, and we both had the Browns covering. Yes, you did. You took Nick Wilson's.
Damn you,
21-17, and I said 2016. Never again will I pick Kevin Stefanski to beat Bill Belichick.
All right, so we both lost. It's up to the Ravens now. It's a 6.5 point spread.
Mm-hmm.
Bri?
Yep.
Bri. I don't want to do this, but I got to go with my heart. I'm picking the Ravens 38 to your Cleveland Browns 20.
38-20.
With Myles Garrett hurt and Clowney hurt, I don't see any good thing about this.
Okay. Duly noted. Jeez. I'm wrestling. I got the Ravens winning, and I'm wrestling whether I want to have the Browns cover or not. And my initial thinking was, I was trying to do the math here. As you're coming out with yours, I'm thinking Baltimore 26. I'm going to give them four field goals from Tucker, because I don't know. The last two times we played Lamar Jackson, we've had a little bit of success, but like you said, yeah, we're pretty beat up. So 26-20. Believe it or not, I'm going to have the Browns covering.
Oh, here we
But
go.
still losing the game.
Jose said, if you guys don't mind, I picked the Ravens to win by 14, Jose said. Now, Bri, I need you to write this down. Jose, give me an actual legit score. Okay, we'll write it down for you.
Okay. On the record.
So Justin said he likes taking a chocolate syrup bottle, putting water in it when it's empty, and then taking it to his races and drinking out of it to see what everybody else does. Justin, that's amazing. Right there, hands down the best thing I've heard today. Wow, that's awesome. All right, so we got our picks in. We've got Fat Boy Tuesday done with. Let's get our trivia over with before we get into our top three, Brian.
Yep.
What are the two coaches the last to beat Bill Belichick?
So I'm pretty sure me and Jeannie was one of them.
Yeah, that's
Was
correct.
Me and Jeannie, that was one of the ones that he won to save his job. Yeah. And I'm gonna be honest. I think I heard on the radio over the last week that the other one was Chris Palmer. Is that correct?
That is correct. Pre-Tom Brady.
Oh, really? Okay.
2000, Chris Palmer beat Bill Belichick.
She was only there for 2 years. Okay. So Drew Bledsoe, was it? Is that who he beat?
Who should be the Hall of Fame quarterback that Tom Brady is now. Because if Drew Bledsoe would have never got hurt, Eli Manning would have married Giselle.
Is that how it works?
And if you
Would they
don't
still
know,
be married, or would they be having issues now too?
I'm telling you what, though, if you don't believe me, go watch the video. The guy makes a really good case. Go to YouTube and type in the search, what if Drew Bledsoe never got hurt? And then there it goes. It just goes from there. Eli Manning would be the face of the NFL, not Tom Brady. Tom Brady be bagging groceries somewhere. It's a very insightful story.
I'm sure it has a ton of facts in it.
All right, Brad, let's get in our top three. I'm not even playing the sounder because we got to get out of here. All right, so we keep going later and later as the Browns lose. Hopefully when the Browns win, we can just enjoy a win.
Quick show.
Quick.
Yep. Quick
So,
show.
Brian, our top three, we're doing college tailgates. All right. because we did NFL tailgates last week. Kind of want to pick your brain about like some of the college tailgates that you would like to go to, that you've heard of, or games that you would like to tailgate. And if
Okay.
you need to go first, I will go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
My number 3 is the cocktail party between Florida and Georgia. I would just love to go down and tailgate that tailgate just to see, because I hear rumors that that's one of the best tailgates to go to. It really is.
Sure.
My number 2 tailgate is the backyard brawl. Now, it just happened again, but between Pitt and West Virginia, tailgate between those two, and I've had some West Virginia food, Bri, pretty damn good.
What is West Virginia food? Give me a dish that.
Oh, they got ramps. You never had ramps, which is wild onions down there. They dig up wild onions, have ramp cook-offs. They
So
have
what? You just eat them plain, like, or do you cook them into something?
they kind of make them into a soup. They kind of like it's I don't know how to explain it, bro.
Is it a sweet onion?
Yeah, it's a sweet.
Oh,
onion.
okay.
And then Pittsburgh's known for their, especially their heritage of the Polish and everything else on the back end.
French fries. With French fries and everything.
French fries on, salad.
Salad, sandwiches, whatever.
Yeah. So I figured that'd be a good tailgate to go to. And just because I love fair food, Bri, my number 1, Red River Rivalry. They're at the Texas State Fair, I think it is, when they hold it every year. I would just love to go eat that state fair. I'm sorry.
Sure.
I'm a fat kid at heart. I love fair food. I mean, especially when you have deep fried butter, Bri. I mean, deep fried butter. That's all
what they have.
Oh, Bri. They got deep fried.
Flutter. Got a flutter.
I got a flutter. Did you hear it? I was hoping you wouldn't hear it over top.
No, I heard that.
All right, I'm sorry.
Call your cardiologist. All right. My number 3, I just did schools that I'd like to go to and tailgate at. So number 3, I have Nebraska. I keep hearing about how, and I thought maybe Iowa, but then Nebraska, I hear how inviting their fans are, like the nicest set of fan base that you might come across, and you don't even have to be a fan from there. So it's kind of refreshing in today's football environment to have, like, not have to worry about getting to a fight wearing a different team's colors. So I think it'd be cool to go down there and see what that's all about. My number 2, I just saw it. I was reminded of it this past weekend. You know me watching Marty McGee on Saturday morning. They're down in Tennessee for the big game. They went down to the river, and they were on these river boats, and man, it looked like a great time. I've been there once, but I didn't tailgate because we were coming from Nashville, so we just kind of went to the game. So I didn't get that experience. So love to go back to Knoxville. And then my number 1, hear a lot about it. Never been there, never even been in the state, I don't think. Ole Miss down at the Grove. And all the tents and everything set up. It looks like a tailgater's paradise. And again, people seem to be very inviting and just kind of walk around and, cheers, eat something good. I forget what they had a couple weeks ago, some sort of bacon, bourbon, something. Just, man, yeah, fat boy's dream. So
yeah, bacon.
It was some sort of maple bourbon bacon that they smoked for 4 hours or something like that. So just candy in your mouth. Yeah. Not many good things come out of Mississippi, but it looked to be the tailgate capital of college football anyways.
Oh, God, I love it. All right, Brian, we're here at the end of our show. Guardo's lost. What a great season they had. God, can the Browns please turn it around so that Brian and I are a little more upbeat when we do the show, because we need it. I need a miracle, Bri. I really do. Like I told you before, I need Nick Chubb to go in there and just start some shit and see what happens.
It's frustrating to watch as a fan because, I mean, I'm not this guy, but you feel like you could call plays better than what Stefanski is right now, and he's just, I don't know if it was just a Belichick thing and he's just trying to way overthink everything, but just
Bri.
go back and watch the tape and just say to yourself, what would I rather have? Nick Chubb run for 20, 25 times, or Jacoby Brissett throw it for 45 times? It's just, I don't know. He's doing crazy things because he's desperate, I think.
If Freddie Kitchens can call plays, Bri, you and I can call plays.
Can't be that. I mean, yeah, we got to get some guys healthy.
I can't.
That would be big.
I can't wait to hear Brissett talk back when I go, all right, I'm going to need a moon over hammy, extra bacon, sausage and bacon biscuits, over easy egg, biscuit with grape jelly, not strawberry, grape jelly, and hash browns. All right.
He'll know.
Love it. All right, Brian, let's get out of here, bud. It's a great night.
Yep.
All right. So, Brian, God bless him, please.
God bless you. God bless America.
All right. I am that fat guy. We are definitely uncorked and unloaded. We want to thank our troops and first responders for everything that we do. We want to thank Nick Wilson for joining us last week. We want to thank Harold Keel for always sponsoring our show and being behind us 100%. Bri, it's been fun, and we will do it again next Tuesday at 7 p.m. So please like, subscribe, follow, whatever you got to do to help us out. Word of mouth helps us out even more. We appreciate everything you guys do, even the guys watching the show chiming in with us. Such a fun time for me and Bri. So thank you guys so much. And on that note, we're out. See ya.